and put on our YouTube channel for NapaLearns. So everyone be very respectful of that. And we'll start recording now.
I think I accidentally hit it when I was hovering over it.
Oh, good enough. Anything special to add to the class today, Michelle? Or are you just going to sit in with us?
I just wanted to say something, about knowing that this class is quite a bit harder than what you guys have had before. Wanted to let you know, kind of what I'm here for. If you are having trouble, don't let yourself get behind on this one. I can help you come up with a plan. And, there are some best practices. If you can work your time for this class into your schedule and put it on your calendar and set yourself up for success by setting aside time and a good place for you to do your work, that will help you succeed. And always, always, always reach out. Travis is available. I don't know the material. If you have content questions, go to Travis. If you're having technical issues, you can come to me. But we really want as many people as possible to take, the test at the end of this one, because it is a really good path to furthering your career, furthering your college, lots of other options available for you. So with that being said, I'm going to mute myself. If you have any questions, I think you all have my email, but I will pop it into the chat just to be on the safe side. I think that's all I have to say, but I'm very excited for this class. I really am. I think this one is going to make a big difference. So.
With that being said, with Michelle just stated, you guys will be valuable and market ready day one after taking this exam. We've already approached some companies in Napa, some local technicians on workplaces, and they are hurting. They are hungry for people that know networking, that know cyber ops. It's just rare. People don't have these certifications. People don't, there's a lot of desktop people, a lot of hardware people, but networking is such it's such a rare certification to have, especially cyber ops. This course actually goes over a lot of CCNA stuff, so you'll know a lot of networking, a lot of switching, a lot about just network addressing, things like that. It's invaluable, and like I said, not only that, the people that are working at these places now don't have these skills. So quite frankly, you'd be brought in at a very mid to high level, even locally. And so that being said, this course was supposed to be designed for 6 weeks. That's how long I took to pass it. It was very hard, but I have 20 years experience doing this. So I made this course about 12 weeks long, give us about twice as much time to go over it, especially the first couple of weeks. There's a lot of things that are very, very beginnerish, but they go very fast. So I don't want you guys to brush over anything. And just like me, just like you'll be rereading these chapters over and over again. I had to read these things a couple of times just for it to sink in, because the wording is so fast and they actually think that you already know these things. So it's like a refresher. But for me, it was just a fresher. It wasn't even a refresher. It was just really soaking it up. So don't feel discouraged. The language is not over anyone's head. The last class you took, it was a very good stepping stool for this class here. I want you to know too that the packet tracer, again, is not part of the curriculum. It's just something that I think you guys should know and should learn. So you don't have to know a packet tracer to pass this class. There's only a couple labs that even use it. I just want you guys to let you know from being in the industry that this is something that you should know and should want to know. And how long it takes you, how long you fumble through it, it will help you. And if you want to do this career, it will benefit you. It's not needed. So, but just so you know, it's the only reason I push it so hard is because I know how crucial it is and how it will help you just understand packets, understanding what's happening in network sense of when you're being attacked and watching the ins and outs and ports of files coming through. It will help you understand a lot of things. It is not required. You guys have, again, I give everybody another sign up for Packet Tracer again. I won't be grading it. It's just at your own leisure. And just so you know, if you guys feel comfortable with the curriculum, please go forward. This is all self-paced. If this is stuff you know already, things that you're just brushing up on, please just you have the green light, take off as fast as you can. I'm not here to hold anybody back. I'm here to help hold hands and help you guys through this course if you need it. So with that being said, I sent you guys an email today. I'm going to open it up for you right now. It's some links that we need to start going over and the course outline. And I'm going to bring up the course outline first. You should all have an email. Let me share my screen. So let me see. Can you guys see my Word document here?
Yes, we can.
So here I sent you guys what I plan for the next 12 weeks of this course to look like. I have here week 1, just basically us going through chapters 1 and chapter 2. There are just a lot of dialogue, a lot of more keywords and key terms to know. Not a whole lot of the way of labs. In this course, all I'm going to want for you is 12 labs to be completed. I think there's about 18 labs in total. Choose your own 12. I don't want them until the end of the course. So just go through the course. As you go through them, labs will be done by yourself and self-paced. If you need help, please let me know. But as part of my curriculum, when I did the class, they wanted the 12 assignments later and they were the labs. So I'm passing that same thing on to you. It was a very big help for me to do it myself because the tools are all there. It walks you through very simply what to do. So the 12 labs, I just want them turned out at the end. And inside the actual Net Academy, there's a place to drop them off. And I'll show you that later. Actually, I have to program it for you guys later. So I'll show you what that section is. So just remember in your mind, the only real homework you have is 12 assignments to me. And they're the labs you'll see throughout the chapters. And this actually breaks down the labs so you can actually see and go through like 1.102. There's a lab here. There's a lab here. You can go through and just grab these labs and do the 12 you liked. It doesn't matter to me as long as you do 12 of them. Week 2 will be chapter 3 and 4. A lot of Cyberops is very Linux based, and a lot of professionals that are in Cyberops use Linux tools. This course is designed for both. You can use Linux or you can use Windows. Either way is fine. All the virtual machines we're going to use work in both environments. So if you're a little more advanced and you like Linux, feel free to use it during this course. If you use Windows, this course actually, I would say it's more Windows leaning, but it does not discourage from Linux at all. The things we'll be using work in both environments. So if you feel emboldened, please run Linux if you like to. Week 2, like I said, just 3 and 4, and actually we'll have a brief Linux overview. So even if you're not Linux experienced, you will learn some Linux in this course, at least for the week 2. Week 3. Now, week 3, we're actually going to take 2 weeks on. So week 3 is chapter 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is all like this is basically the CCNA. It's the network protocol, like what's an IP address, Ethernet IP protocols, connectivity, like how do you know when you're online, what gives you an IP address, you know, what differentiates the IPv6. This is basically the whole CCNA course in a week. So we're going to take a lot of time on it to really absorb it. So just think in your mind, we'll do the week 3, we'll do 5, 6, and 7, and then week 4 we'll do 8 and 9, and I'll revamp that. And again, here's the course on for your labs. So later on, when you have to go back and do your final with me, you can go, these are the labs that I want you to do, 12 of these. So it's just saying, we'll just go to week 5, chapter 11, 12, 13, and 14. So the Tuesday we'll do 11 and 12, and then Thursday we'll do 13 and 14. When we're in class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll probably do a half hour of like what you should be learning on. If you need some help, definitely do a lot of that stuff offline with me to keep the course flowing. But we'll definitely go over each of these chapters in class very, very briefly, and I'll always give you at least a half hour of time in classes to do some work. And I'm thinking probably about the classes aside from tonight will probably be more like the hour and a half range, hour and 15 minutes. I'll always be here a little bit longer. Like I said, I'm available by email almost 24 hours a day because I work for a hospital, so I'm 24 hours on call anyways. Again, here's more labs. You see here they're broken down, these chapters 18, 19, 20, 18, and 20. There's an exam after every chapter. Actually, after every week, there'll be a chapter. So 3 and 4, there's an exam for that. 1 and 2, there's an exam for that. All the exams are critical for passing the class. You don't have to pass the exams as you go along. You can take them back later on when you want to. It's all self-paced. Take them as many times as you want to. So if you take one, if you bomb on it, go back in there and do it again. It's not a big deal. I think you can do that as many times as you want to. So don't worry about it. They're all about an hour's worth of time, I think. about 20 questions. If you know your stuff, you go do it in 15 minutes. If you're struggling, you have your notes. And obviously you take all your notes you need to while you're in the course. You can actually open the course up and find the things. It's super easy, and I think you guys will breeze through it. Last class, you guys really knocked out the exam, so a lot of faith you guys will knock these ones out too. No real curveball. The final week, which will be our week 12, will be our skills final, the course feedback, and once you have your course feedback, you'll take the final exam. I plan on leaving this class open for 3 weeks after, because if you want to take the actual final, the certification, you're going to you need some time to practice. And it's not like what you know, it's you have to show them, right? So it's not a lot of questions based on, like multiple answers. A lot of it is like, here's the packet, where's the problem, where's the port, what was the issue? So it takes a lot of actual working with Wireshark, working in virtual machines to actually be able to pass the exam. So leaving this course open for you guys will just be more practice for you guys. So I plan on leaving it open way past the actual 12 weeks. And if anyone needs any more time with it, wants more time with the exam, please let me know. I keep it up a little longer for you guys or help you with whatever you need. So that's basically it for the course outline for us. Let me go back here. If you guys have the email I sent you opened up, there's a couple links in here, and I'm going to describe to you what all these links are. So a lot of this class works on a virtual machine. A virtual machine is basically an application that runs on your computer that acts like its own computer. So you have basically its own little set of windows, its own little OS right in front of you, which you can use Oracle, or you could use Linux, or you can use Windows, whichever you want to do. The Oracle box is basically a Linux-based box for you. So if you look at the 4 downloads I have for you guys, the YouTube instructions is just somebody opening up going through the packet with you. What you'll need to install is VirtualBox. So the 3rd box down, if you see, we'll see right here, the www.virtualbox downloads. You'll download the software. They're all pretty big, a couple of gigs each. So if you started them now, they're probably done, depending on your connection, in the next 15, 20 minutes. Slow connection, maybe an hour. The next is Security Onion. You won't be using this, and this is an OVA. This is basically an image that goes inside VirtualBox. So what you're going to do is you're going to install VirtualBox on your machine, and the video walks you through how to do it. And once you do that, then you're going to install Security Onion as an image, and you're going to install the Cyberops workstation as an image as well. Cyberops will be using throughout the whole course. Security Onion is only like the last 3 or 4 chapters. It's a really big deal later on. I mean, just download, don't worry about it right now. But we'll work on Cyberops. Once you guys take your best shot and install all these things, if you have any issues, just email me and we'll walk through them, or I'll find you some better instructions. It's pretty self-explanatory. After you install the VirtualBox, don't create your own images. Don't create your own hard drive. Just once it's installed, just leave it. And then later on, Security Onion Virtual Workstation, I'll show you how to import those. They're pretty simple. So once you have the stuff installed and downloaded, we'll talk about that later. It's not a huge deal for class tonight. Let me see. Has anybody here completed Packet Tracer at all since the last course? So it wasn't a requirement, so it's fine. It doesn't have to be completed. But again, like I said, I think it will help you. So the Cyberops course here, as you're going through, you'll see the modules. Just line up the weeks. Just think week 1, week 2, week 3 and 4, week 5. And just like the last class we did, just click right in the module. It'll open it up for you. And you start going through chapters, start reading through them. Oh, mine starting to get slow down again. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna start taking, wait, has everybody here logged into Net Academy and set your course up already? Has everybody logged in to NetAcad? Does everybody have access to the new course? I'm taking silence as a good thing. Celine, were you able to get logged into the Net Academy new course? Do you see it when you log in?
Yeah, I do.
All right. William, do you? William Dappin.
Yeah, I was able to get in it.
Awesome. Ozzy, were you able to get it running? When you log into Net Academy, do you see the new course for you?
Yes, I think so.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to take it that everybody can because no one's saying that they can't.
I also can.
Sorry?
I said I also can.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So at this point, guys, I'm going to give you some time right now. Just start chapter 1. Just start reading. I'm going to go through and take your guys' the role right now because that's administrative duty that's part of mine right now. And again, as we go through this course, just remember, if it seems easy to you, green light, go as fast as you want to. Any questions, any help, I'm always here to work with you, any help you need. And right now I'm gonna take a roll. So please start reading chapter 1. And then let me know when you guys have all the, if you guys said before the session's over, if you have the virtual box downloaded, we'll install it together, make sure it works for everybody.
I have two different packet tracers. I have NapaLearns Spring 2021 Introduction to Packet Tracer and NapaLearn presents Cisco's Introduction to Packet Tracer.
Yeah, one of them should have an end date that already ended, and one of them should have an end date that's still going. Do you see the dates on them? Are they different?
Yeah, they're different. One ends by August 24th, other ends by July 15th.
Yeah, that one. I just started working on one that goes to August. The one from July will obviously end a lot sooner because it was for the last course, but just start working one from August. Have you already done so far?
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Ozzy, can you use the VMs with different software? Yeah, as long as it uses the .ova, I think it'll be fine. The course uses Security Onion, and the course also uses the Cisco Cyberops VM. And a lot of times, as you go through the course, it has a lot of things built into it, like a lot of built-in labs. So if you want to use a different virtual box, that's fine. Just make sure you use these OVAs and that you can import them.
I think he never mind.
Thanks, Michelle. I don't see them here in the waiting room for Cameron and for Mario.
No, they responded to the email that you sent out. They said they were having troubles getting in. Their name is Mario something.
Mario just joined, and actually Cameron is.
We got Mario. Hey, Mario.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, Mario. Welcome, bud.
So the issue that I had was that I had to log in with my Zoom account. Luckily, I had one created, but usually I don't have a login in Zoom. But it wants you to log in order to attend this Zoom meeting. It needs you to have a pre-existing Zoom account.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through it. I'll maybe after the class, if I let that checkbox go, I'll go by and knock that out. I don't know if Cameron had the same problem, maybe. Thanks for letting me know, Mario. I'll make sure I go back there and uncheck that box. If you want, we basically talked about at the beginning of the class, so what the expectations are and how to go forward. I will have this class up and loaded tonight. So if you want to check out tomorrow morning to look at just watch the first 20 minutes or so, if you don't mind, we'll have basically go through the class criteria, if that's okay.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ellison, I'm in here too. This camera.
Oh, what's up, Cameron? Thanks for joining, man. Like I said to Mario, this recording will go up tonight. So tomorrow morning, just watch the first 20 minutes of this video from our YouTube CyberLearns account, and you can just watch basically the first 20 minutes. We talked about the course, the outline, the expectations, things like that. Nothing too crucial, but just what to look at going forward. Did you get the login for Net Academy? When you log into Net Academy, do you see the new course in your I'm learning section?
You talking about for Cisco?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check right now.
Yeah, please. Yeah, everyone log into your Net Academy account. Make sure you see the new course there, and it should be the NL S21 NapaLearns presents Cisco Cyberops Associate. Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome. Thanks. So right now, we're just going to open up chapter 1. Just start reading through it. I want to take some roll for everybody, get you guys some credit for the class. And again, we just went over the email I sent you guys. We went over like basically what the things were in that document that I sent you, the VMs, how we're installing them. Any questions, you can always email me. We'll talk about it after class. And the first 20 minutes of the video should explain everything for you guys. Christian, what is the login for the VMs? The login for the VMs is actually in the labs. Usually it's CyberOps is the password, and I think the user is associate in a drop down. And I said the labs are built into these VMs, so that's what you should use for your logins.
We have class Tuesdays and Thursdays, right?
Yep, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 to 8. Again, if you guys want to come in and just drop in for a while, I know it's a very cumbersome class. I know you guys all have lives and other classes to go to. As long as you check in with me, no problem with you guys checking out early. You know the assignments, you know where our pace is of all our classes. Any help, you can always hit me up. So if you have to like leave early on Thursday or leave early on Tuesday, just let me know, and I'll make sure that I get you credit for the class, and then I'll get you credit for the class, and I'll make sure that you if you have any questions, I'll answer them for you. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Need to get Rapunzel going for real quick. All right. Back to giving you guys some credit.
So I have a question.
Sure, what's up, brother?
Is it okay to use workstation, VMware Workstation instead of the VirtualBox?
Do you like it better?
I do, because it's already installed in my system.
The only thing the only problem that you might have that might arise, as long as you can use these images for the security image and the VM image, the workstation image, then it's fine. Because
Okay.
these images have certain courses built into them, and that's why they're important.
Got it. Okay.
So the files are OVA. If it's a VM, but it's a VM workstation, if you can install the images, no problem.
Perfect.
Are you using a Linux system?
Oh, it's a Windows. I mean, that's the way that I kind of control, my exposure. So anything that I do it on the VM, right?
Yeah.
If I need to, check emails that I don't know, I try to do it on the VM side.
Yeah, everyone. Part of this course is a lot. You see a lot of instructions. They'll tell you to search for things in the VMs because when you start searching, so when you start doing things like identifying a virus, right? You have to look up a virus. There's viruses in those pages looking for viruses. So when they tell you to use your VM to like look up like this Trojan or this worm, use the VM because if there's any kind of like virus or anything, it won't be on your machine. It'll infect this. It'll affect this this virtual machine that just goes away and restarts as brand new every time. So when we're searching like documentation about certain viruses and certain Apache exploits, always use the VM. And the labs always tell you to first. So just follow the labs step by step. And I tried to do a couple times on my own machine, and I was seeing some weird things happening even with my Wireshark. So it's absolutely like a big deal. So people will people hide like virus stopping information and viruses in those pages. So when it asks you to use the virtual machine, please use it for your research because it won't affect your machine. And these terms we're using are kind of like hot words for virus people or script kiddies to like make some hot link viruses for you on them. So it's a really big deal. Take it as a precaution. It's serious. So always use your VM for things you're researching about viruses.
So on the chat, there's a mention of a Discord server. What is that?
In this chat here.
So Discord is it's kind of like a messenger.
It's like Skype but better.
Yeah, that.
It's nothing official. Some people were talking about setting one up to talk about this class as students, not as anything officially offered by Cisco.
Is that for like you guys to get together and work on things?
It's more of like a group place to chat and share information easily and quickly.
Awesome. Yeah, a big part of NapaLearns is we want networking like that. That's why you see all the emails. I don't BCC everybody. I just put it on the main line. I want you guys to talk and communicate together and work together. Like I said, a lot of people have different levels of network of knowledge, different levels of network where they want to go. And please work together. Obviously, I'm here to help you guys out as well, but your peers also know a lot, maybe sometimes even more than what I know. So please feel free to ask anyone in your course. Everyone here is pretty. I mean, you see them in course in classes. They're pretty helpful. They're pretty outspoken. So please reach out to classmates and me. I'm not saying them first or whatever. However you feel comfortable, I'm here to help too. But yeah, please, you guys want to get together and work on these things. That's awesome. I'm totally approve of that.
And kind of to add to that, Shad, when I took a not desktop publishing, kind of like Photoshop class, they recommended, or the teacher recommended, and as a matter of fact, he wanted to use a Slack server. I mean, not a Slack server, but I use Slack. Do you use Slack in your company?
Yes, we actually, well, not in Calvet, but a couple of different courses I work for, especially when I do my consulting. Slack is huge, and I've never even seen like the paid version. Everyone has the free version, and it's really slick. The channels make it really nice in it too. And no one I've ever worked with has ever had a bad thing to say about it. Sharing files, creating smaller groups. It's obviously you might turn the memes on to keep things exciting. Yeah, so Slack is an awesome tool. I totally stand by it. I love it. But again, I've never even seen the paid for version, so it's probably been better than I've even know of it. And it is, and I know that it has a corporate level to it. So like I said, the company I work for is gone now. Vingo, they were a wine direct to consumer. We lived and died by it. It was just faster. You know, when we used to have instant messenger in Windows a long time ago, and that kind of went away. And instant messaging is really good for saving space in your email server. Remember that there is retention in Slack, and that's the biggest problem with having the free version. It doesn't retain as much. But you can imagine with people in workplaces and not being politically correct, not having retention is sometimes a good thing, but just remember, be aware of it. Those things don't go away. They're always somewhere. But yeah, it is corporate level. People do love that software, and it is really big.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
So we should get through like one chapter per meeting, or what would you recommend?
You know, in the very beginning, you know, there's only, you know, a couple like the first week and second week, but like I said, third week there's like 6 chapters. So if you get through one chapter in a class or sitting, go the next one. Learn faster, because when we start getting to bigger, the week 5, week 6, there's like 5 or 6 chapters in some of these weeks, and they're not it's not light work. You should be expecting at least 6 hours after class of work, of reading and studying and rereading these chapters like I did. Unless you're super technical, like I mean, so I do a lot of desktop stuff, you know, a lot of software associate. Networking was something that I've done for a long time, but never really understood why I was doing it. Like I knew how to plug in a gateway, to plug in an IP address. I knew how to convert IP4, IPv6. I knew these little things. I didn't know why. Like I just knew how to do them, and learning why was a, like I said, chapter 5 through 8 is going to be a beast for a lot of people. Might be litmus test if you want to stay in this course or not. I say stick with it. It's basically the CCNA course in a week, in 2 weeks time. So that being said, if you can knock out a chapter fast, I would say go for it. Go as far as you can, because if you're doing 2 weeks now or doing 2 hours this week to save your time, and then doing 8 hours next week isn't a good look. So because split that up to 4 weeks in 2 weeks time, 4 hours in 2 weeks time would help you out a lot. Let's see. Brandon's here.
All right, for everyone's information, the server has been created. If you do not have an account, you can click on the link that I sent in chat, and it will assist you in making an account prior to joining the server. So the main goal of this is just going to be assisting each other with homework and similar things, making sure we're all on track, considering that this is more difficult than the last one.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Josh is here too. Man, full house. Is Nikki in class today? Did you come to class, Nikki? No Ruby today. Ruby, are you here? Let's see, of course. Cisco also does a lot of job placement and job help. A lot of people that need Cisco certified people go through Cisco, because obviously your certification list is there, and it's almost like its own little job board. So if you guys do get the certification after this class, I'll work with you and help you guys get that set up for you guys as well. As well as we're working with some local people in town, namely, I won't say the name of the company, but there's a couple in town that reached out. We reached out to them, and they were saying like an internship would totally be possible. They were saying that they would just want someone, you know, that was really good, that was really strong in networking. They have a lot of desktop guys, a lot of hardware guys, but someone that knew cyber ops, someone that knew networking, they could really branch out their company. And we're looking for some stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in this course, so if we start knocking out, getting to like chapter 17, 18, and you guys are feeling really comfortable, let me know. And then I'll see about opening up some internships with these companies and getting you guys a fast track, getting some good jobs. No Austin today? Austin James? Williams here. If you wouldn't mind sending a link to that course, or sorry, to that group you guys created in the email to reply all, for kids that didn't make it in the class today or adults that made the class today, they can have that information as well. That'd be really helpful.
Of course, I'll do that.
Appreciate it. You here, Weston? Francisco? Yeah, I learned last semester a lot of people will use other people's accounts to log in with, and so if you don't see them on the class, doesn't mean that they're not in here. It means that they're on someone else's account. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Seeing Cameron's here, Phillips here. Claudine, are you here tonight? Miss Claudine Green? How about Jose Hernandez?
So I have a question.
Sure.
I'm reading through the what's it called thing, and it says I'm reading the war stories page, and it says that some person had their data stolen just by opening a PDF. How does that work? Like, how do you install ransomware just by opening a PDF from an email?
So they've done a lot of work on PDFs in the last like 5 years or so. PDFs used to have active content in them, like just like Flash type of thing. They've done a lot of locking down PDFs since then. Sadly, they used to work really well. And so sometimes when you'd open up images. Sometimes they link to other places, almost like you've seen like a PowerPoint presentation. If you don't embed those images inside the document, they kind of reach other folders where they are. And so I think what they did, I don't know exactly how they did this attack, but I do know that PDFs used to have active content on them. And if you link to other things, other files that came with that file, you could literally open up a script that was hidden in the document that would unleash things into your machine. Basically, like it would go through and like, I think it would probably, since it was on the C drive where it would download it to, it would open up the downloads folder, or maybe the users folder, and then give people access to the information that way. But again, like I said, with Active Directory being gone, with Flash now going away, like all these documents used to have this active stuff in it are now, becoming dinosaurs in IT, which kind of sucks, because the functionality was great for things you did in work. It just really sucks that people exploit it for bad. But yeah, so all these things used to have active content in them are how they got into files like that, and were able to maliciously make people click on things that they had no idea that they were putting up to. It's also why, you know, if you ever see your machine always has like an Adobe updater, they're always updating that software for discrepancies they're finding and for vulnerabilities. It's just like Windows, and it's actually really cumbersome. It runs really loud on your computer sometimes. It can take up a lot of resources, but it's there for a reason. It's there because they know that they can be exploited, and as more locked down they get, and as better they get at keeping their software, you know, locked down. There's 1,000 people out there that are trying to break it. India, did you make it today? I don't think so. I saw Jackson in here. Yep, there he is. Hey Jackson, you got credit for today, buddy. You're all good. Christian, I know he's here. Sue, did you make it to the class, Sue?
I'm here.
Sue's one of the OG students I've had. One of my first classes. So cool.
Get this, on 420, I'm now no longer working at my company of 14, almost 15 years.
Sorry to hear that.
Same day as starting today's class. 3
Yep.
hours before I got the news. So it's a big day, new era.
It's exciting. It's definitely going to be an awesome course for you to take, and I think it'll be very super. Like I said, with the skills you're bringing, will be super valuable to go in somewhere else with these skills. And you liked the first courses, didn't you? But you took both of them. Did you like them?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome.
I'm excited to see if I can hold up my weight.
Huh. Yeah, like I said, it's a lot faster class. I've slowed it down. I took the course in 6 weeks. It was absolutely nuts. Like the amount of things I had to do, and the amount of I had to reread things, and I have, you know, like a desktop networking background. But I stretched it out for us, everyone, to make sure everyone's successful. I'm here to just give you guys all the help that I went through, all the help that I needed, here to answer all the questions for you, which is super legit for you, because the guys I was with were like, this is like a refresher for them. It was hard asking them questions because I felt like I was just really, really dumb because they were just so far advanced. They were all instructors. I'm like, so I see ICMP. Why is it? What port is this? And they would just glaze over things, and I was like, can you please reread that 10 times for me so I can understand it? So please, no one's gonna know this stuff out the gate, especially like I'm gonna see like myself and like you coming from not technical back into technical. Those weeks, those chapters 5 through 8 are going to be a dog, but I'll be here to help you out through all of it. We're going to take 2 weeks on it. You're going to get a really good course. And like I said, it's almost the whole CCNA course I took 8 years ago. It's literally, and it just comes at you so fast. The diagrams are there. In this course, the guys were so advanced. The people that made the videos for Cisco were my teachers. So like, this is like, these guys were just like, yeah, it was quite hard, but they were all very, empathetic of where my standpoint was and what I was doing. So I'm here to relay that to you guys as well. I'm here to make sure that no one feels like you have a dumb question or you should understand things. I know where you're coming from. Some of you guys are in high school. Some of you guys, this is like your third career change. Like, believe me, we're all here together to make we all succeed. I'm gonna get you through this, Sue.
You got me through the last one. For the reading chapter 1, do you recommend that we spend the time on watching those videos and all that? Like, how much of the things did you find doing? Because, you know, from a time consuming standpoint, now I have, just a whole, now I can't even begin to, I'm still in shock right now. So, you know, it's just like how to utilize the best use of the time for this week, even just to work on this week.
So chapter 1, chapter 2, but the videos aren't super helpful. It's almost like the intro courses, just overview, just letting you know what's going on, how big of a deal cybersecurity is. 3 and 4 is more meat and potatoes. So if you can glaze through 1 and 2, you know, like I said, just keep reading until you don't understand something, and then reread that thing 3 times. And if you think you're done, please read more, because like I said, some of these weeks have multiple chapters in them that will take you a long time. So if you want the best out of each week, it's going to be going further than what we're doing each week, if that makes any sense.
That makes sense. So yeah, stay on it is what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah, you should, like, if you start getting deeper in after week 3, look, you're gonna be looking at 6 hours sometimes. But then, like, you know, in week 8, it's like just 2 chapters, and it's only 3 hours. But like I said, if you want the best time, and you don't want to be bogged down with 8 hours in one week and 2 hours the other, go forward. I'm not trying to hold anybody back, but if you have time, schedule out 6 weeks in the week. If you hit 4 hours and you're done, go ahead. Fill those 2 hours up. It's only going to help you out, especially if we go back again, we start doing it in class, make more sense to you. So please don't think just because you're done for the day, you can clap your hands and just walk away. Please go forward.
Good advice. Thank you.
Sure.
Good to see you too.
You do too. All right, guys. So like I said, make sure you go through and download those files. Let's get the images installed. You don't really start using the VM box, I think, until week 3. So we have, week 2, chapter 3. Sorry. So we have time. Any issues? Please try it by yourself. That video is pretty self-explanatory. Always email me. I have no problem zooming in or remoting to your machine, doing the same thing, working with you. Please email me all times of the day. And keep on reading. I'll be here for the next 8 minutes or so with you guys to answer any questions. We got some stuff in the chat here. Do you think we go to CompTIA Security Plus after this? You know, there was a huge debate if they wanted to go to CompTIA Security Plus or do this class. I haven't seen the CompTIA Plus. I really don't know. I like the CompTIA IT one. That was pretty nice. I don't know about the security, but I don't think that they're apples and apples, if that makes sense. Just because the tests are totally different. The tests are always based on the curriculum, and so, you know, CompTIA, maybe they're heavy on Linux and Linux tools and using different you know, virtual boxes and different lessons. And if the lessons are different, that means the test will be different. So if you want to take one course pass here and take the other course, yeah. I don't think that Security Plus will get you any further than Cyberops would as a certificate. I think Cisco Cyberops is obviously more beneficial from a career standpoint, just because the name. Cisco carries the most weight. It's the biggest bucket, and when you have that name, people look for that symbol. Like they see Cisco, they know what you're talking about. They see CompTIA, you're still kind of up in the air. And that's nothing against CompTIA. It's just the market. When we were hiring people, if I didn't see Cisco on there, it was like they know what they were talking about. So I would say Cyberops more hands-on. I think that they're both hands-on. I think that they're both really hands-on. I just think that one name carries more clout, especially in the job world. Where Security Plus from CompTIA, it might even be a better, more stringent, and actually a more rigorous course, and you might be better suited for the real world afterwards. But it's the name, you know, and that's all I can say for that. I haven't taken CompTIA, but I know the guys here, they taught the CompTIA desktop class, and people were getting jobs with that. So I'm not saying that's impossible. I'm just trying to say if you want to take either or, I would go Cisco. If you want to have either certification, have Cisco. But I don't think you can take the Cisco course and then take the CompTIA class. I just think that the curriculum is set up differently, and the questions won't make sense from what you've learned. You can definitely take both classes. I mean, that's obviously on the table, but I don't think that they're apples and apples when it comes to from one cert to the other. They give interns to high schoolers. I don't think that's been ruled out yet. I don't think it's been ruled in. When I was an intern, my first job was at Cleveland Valley Hospital as an intern. So we're still working in places. We still have time. Obviously, we want high schoolers to get jobs. So as part of Tech High, you had to have an internship. So when it comes to IT, it's not it's not like any other job. So when it comes to IT, like installing things, people don't want like necessarily like a huge record of amazing jobs in IT. They just want to know that you can do what you're talking about. And unlike any other job, you don't need to have 5 years experience doing something. Like you could just learn like Python and be out of class and get a job that day. Like literally, it's just show us what you can do. Now show us how long you've been doing it. If that makes sense. So you come out of this class and you're in high school, but Cyberops like the back of your hand, and networking. They'll give you a job. I mean, they need skilled people. Like I said, the place we're talking to, which I don't want to get their name, they have desktop techs there that are older, like in their 30s, and they don't know networking at all. So they're limited on what they can offer their customers. If you come in as like a 17-year-old and knock their socks off, I'm telling you, like it's show us what you can do, not show us what you've done. If that makes sense. So I wouldn't say it's completely out of the realm of hiring a high schooler for an intern. I wouldn't say that at all. But it's obviously I was obviously a little bit harder. But if you have the skills and you knock out the park, I don't see any problem with it. And again, we'll bring that up when we start talking with internships, because it was still kind of like a new area for them because they needed the help, but they weren't sure they were going to hire people like right out of the class or out of the course. And so we offered internships, not only for high schools, but for anybody that wanted it. So we'll keep you more involved as that becomes more more realistic and more real thing. I'll definitely let you guys know how that's working out. Showing the test moderators. The screen shares So when you say taking final certification test, what do you mean by showing the test moderators? Oh, so when you take a certification class, you're gonna, when you pass this class, you'll get a completion, right? Cyberops completion course, which is actually, it's pretty great to add on top of something you already know, but it's not your cert. The certification test, you actually have to go to a Cisco facility to test. I mean, there's places in Napa, training testing places, but you don't do it like from your home. So the exam you'll do here, it'll be timed, and it's things that you can't really just find on the internet. Like you have to like know your stuff. But when you get your certification, you're in a room where you can't you can't cheat or you can't like have the information or notes there. So basically, when you get certification, it's like you're in this room with like 5 other people, and they're all kind of watching to make sure no one's cheating and doing things. If they do catch you cheating, you could be barred from getting Cisco certifications ever. They'll take away if you have one already. Like it's a pretty big deal when you get caught cheating on Cisco stuff, because their names carry so much of everything. They can't have people faking it, So the certification comes after this course. Certification, if you were to take it yourself, I think it's like, I want to say it's like $600. So this class already gives, if you paid for it, you're already getting half off of the exam, or the certification, which I believe you have 2 shots, maybe 3 shots at, probably just 2. But again, the testing facility won't be at home. So if you pass this class, you get certification, we give you the green light, we give you location, it will make the scheduling for you to go to do your testing. You'll be in a room with other people, and they'll be watching you take this test. So the certification is a lot different. So what CompTIA does, I honestly don't know. I don't have any CompTIA certs. I've never went to CompTIA, but I'm sure, like I said, with Cisco CompTIA, they probably do a lot of things the same. I'm sure it's pretty much standard how they're offering these courses. I bet you do the same. Oscar, what modules do this week? So again, this is self-paced, Oscar. So the chapters we're doing this week are 1 and 2, modules 1 and 2. But 3 and 4 are pretty easy too. 1 and 2 flies pretty fast. If you get done with 1 and 2, go to 3 and 4. Go and do it. Just because, don't think because you have a light week this week that you want the heavy one next week. So the more you can get done at a time, this helps you out, be prepared for the rest of the weeks to come. Because there's some weeks that are coming up that'll be really, really hard. And if you're just barely making it there, you'll be wasting a lot more time and bleeding into the next weeks. So if you have time this week, you knock out 1 and 2 in an hour and a half, please do 3 and 4. This is self-paced, but I want you to be at the fastest pace possible. Because when you hit a spot that you can't get past and we get you through there, it could be longer than you think. And getting slowed down or losing your footing in this course of the weeks is gonna be really hard. So I put this out I did this course in 6 weeks. I made it out to 12 weeks. So you definitely have enough time to finish the course. And I'll actually put 2 weeks on top of that, so you can train for your cert if you want it. But you should be planning on having 5 to 6 weeks of homework and study a week. So if you get something done in 2.5 hours, please go on to next week and just keep going and don't stop. Kind of fill up your 5 to 6 hours in a week before you think that you're done, because literally you're saving yourself time and and anguish and anxiety for the weeks to come. Christian, have you taken a CompTIA course before? Christian, are you there? Oh, cool. They were offering the desktop one here. Did you not want to take the desktop CompTIA? Was it CompTIA Plus? Yeah, desktop. Yeah, if you want to be networking, it doesn't really benefit you a lot because you don't want to be doing desktop stuff. I get it, but you know, if it's the courses for free, you want to start stacking up certs. Free is a good price. Price is right for a CompTIA cert for sure. Through NapaLearns. So the expiration of this cert. So most Cisco certifications, I believe, have a 2 to 3 year shelf life. Cyberops will probably be at that 2-year threshold, and I know that because the guys that are in my course were refreshing their certification, because every 2 years they're going to have a new course, and Cyberops changes every single day. So it's not going to be like networking and packets and switches, because those things don't really change very much. That stuff is pretty standard. It's still a standard from like 8 years ago. So this cert will go away. If you don't have your cert, it doesn't mean you can't get a job. It doesn't mean that your job will fire you if you don't have it. Working in places like healthcare, like they'll make sure you have it, and they'll give you time and money to keep getting it if your job depends on it. But most places, getting the certification and actively working on it is enough to get a good career and stay in it. But obviously, when you go to a new job, they might say, "Hey, is your cert valid?" You're like, "Oh, I got it 8 years ago." They might make you retake it again. It might be a whole different course. So certifications will get you in the door for sure. If you're working somewhere, they might not be that stringent on keeping it current. So just kind of roll with it. Your company will tell you, and most companies will pay for your cert. They'll pay for you to keep active. So don't worry about that. But for the most part, if you get a good job for like 8 years, 10 years or so, they might not even have you re-up it, because you're actually working on it, doing it every single day. There'd be no reason to go and retake it. It's usually people that are in huge corporations like the financial sector, government sector, that they want those things to be totally current. So just keep that in mind. Watch, make sure you get credit for this class today, Oscar. I think I marked you absent at first. Oh, there you go. Bam, participation. Easy money, Oscar. Will I be joining the server? I don't think I should. Just because I don't know how you guys talk in there. I want you guys to feel free to express yourself. And I think if I get in there, it might be, I might have to not see things, if that makes sense. You can obviously always bounce the questions off what happens in there to me. But I think it'd probably be better if I don't, just because I wouldn't want to be a kind of ran any party or wrangling language or things I couldn't see, or something was wrong, would have to report. So probably I would like to join it, but I don't think I will, to make sure it stays awesome. But please, Dan, anything that happens in there, please just bounce off to me, and I'll make sure everyone gets answers to whatever happens in there. But I want to make sure it keeps free, keep flowing, and keep the conversations moving. I think if I was in there, it'd probably be the opposite of making that happen. So please, have fun, have at it, and help each other. And let me know how I can help all you guys without being like a Debbie Downer. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to kick off here soon. For the most part, most of the courses will be an hour and a half if we need it. Make sure you guys have time to do this course while you're here, which we did today. And just if you have any questions with the VM or installing the Oracle box to make sure these things work, I have other videos. I have no problem taking time aside for the week and work with you guys and making them work. Please feel free to ask me frequently any questions you have. I'm here at your disposal to make sure that this makes sense. And if not, finding ways to make it make sense. A lot of it didn't make sense to me. It took a lot of reading and a lot of videos to have it pour in. So if this stuff sounds foreign to you, just read it over and over again. And we have to remember, sometimes these things with with IP addresses and when you're learning IPv6, you take out the part in your brain that has to know why it's like that. Just learn it and understand it, what they want you to do, and move forward. Because trying to decipher why there's these octets and why the numbers are like this will just drive you crazy. Just learn it, learn how they do it, and move on. The why questions are going to kill you. Just learn it and understand it and move forward. I have a little beast trying to come in here and take my time away. All right, guys, I'm going to end the class for today. Please email me questions you have, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. You guys have a good night. Thank you very much.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Thanks, Travis. Good night, everyone.
You're welcome, guys.
Wait, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, if everyone that came in late, if you missed the first 20 minutes, I'm going to upload this class tonight. So just come back tomorrow morning to NapaLearns YouTube channel and look up this course, and you'll see this class and just watch the first 20 minutes. Wasn't much, just me talking very fast and not making a whole lot of sense, but I had documents to share, so that's pretty cool. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too, guys. Thank you.